This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks.
Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV time. We talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Big thanks to our partners on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV, Direct Access, your financial services partner, Score Energy Drinks, of course on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, Thorburn Specialised Event Services, and Yes Electrical down on Voortrekker Road. Folks, we've got a full show for you this evening. We'll catch up with Morgan Newman and Jerome Parvater in a double-header interview. We'll speak to Donnie Isaacs from Kales River Rugby Football Club. They're very busy behind the scenes with their loyalty cards and planning for 2020. We'll speak to Janine De Lange, chairperson at St. George's, and she's joined in the same interview by Mirwan Davids, of course, head coach at St. George's. And then we've got another double-header with Hands on Hearts, where we speak to Hands on Hearts chairperson Jan Kotze and head coach Peter Links. But joining me now on the line, Denver Solomons, assistant coach at NTK, and of course, Frikkie Coetzee, head coach at NTK. Gentlemen, hoe lyk dinge daar by julle?
Ja, baie goed, dankie JP, kan nie kla nie.
En dan het ons vir Boelie ook op die lyn hier so. Hallo Boelie, hoe lyk dinge daar by jou?
Goeiemôre JP, nee, dit gaan goed. Dankie. Onder omstandighede, ons maar kop bo water.
Frikkie, kry julle nou dat die lockdown bietjie gerelax is, het julle bietjie meer tyd gehad om met mekaar te gesels?
Ja, ons het nou so 'n bietjie ook maar oor Skype en oor op Zoom meetings het ons met mekaar gesels. Maar meestal net hoe om die spelers nou maar weer aan die gang te kry en seker te maak dat hulle op 'n sekere vlak is. So ja, ons beplan om hierdie week vir hulle nuwe programme uit te stuur wat hulle moet volg, sodat ons indien daar 'n kans is dat ons seisoen aangaan of al is dit net 7's aan die einde van die jaar, dat ons dan 'n idee het van op watter vlak die spelers is.
Ja. Boelie, aan jou kant, julle werk mos hand in hand met mekaar en hoe gaan die geselsry met jou as die assistant coach daarso?
Ja, JP, net om aan te sluit, ek en Frikkie en ons hele afrigtingsspan het maar gereeld Zoom meetings. Ons is op die WhatsApp groepe met die spelers en goed, so ons probeer maar 'n goeie lyn van kommunikasie oop te hou tussen die afrigters en die spelers en ook so met die komiteelede.
Boelie, jy kom verlang by Hamlet se kant af. Wat is die vergelyking vir jou tussen Hamlet en NTK?
Is maar verskillend. NTK bietjie baie meer kultuur, geskiedenis. Hamlet, jou baie passievolle rugby span, baie gemeenskap. Gemeenskap is baie altyd 'n baie groot respek sal het vir Hamlet.
Nie so baie travel nie. Is dit bietjie makliker met die minder travel? Julle by Hamlet moet julle mos lang afstande travel.
JP, ongelukkig travel ek nog steeds, want ek bly nog steeds in Mammary, so dis glad nie vir my 'n verskil rondom die travel nie.
Frikkie, een van daai groot games was natuurlik by Nieuweland vir julle. Daai was natuurlik 'n make or break, as mense dit so sê.
Ja, dit was by City Park actually geweest, die
die promotion relegation game,
Ja, promotion relegation game teen Bellville. Ja, ons het geweet wat om te verwag van hulle, in die sin dat hulle het niks gehad om te verloor, hulle het net alles gehad om te gain, so vir hulle om die bal rondgegooi, hulle het dit moeilik gemaak, hulle was knaand by die afbreekpunte, so ja, dit was 'n baie moeilike wedstryd gewees om aan te pak, maar ja, ons is dankbaar dat ons daar uitgekom het en ons Super A-liga status kon behou.
Maar kom ons kyk na die game, dan praat jy bietjie deur die game met ons.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks.
Frikkie, 29, 18 dae so vir julle daarso by City Park, daai wen oor Bellville. Maar daai was 'n belangrike game vir julle, baie belangrike game.
Ja, nee, dit is ongelooflik belangrik. Ek dink die mense besef nie hoe moeilik dit is om uit die Super B-liga na die A-liga te kom nie. En ek dink die B-liga is definitief een van die moeilikste ligas, want daar is so baie spanne wat mekaar dag in en dag uit kan klop. Die Super A-liga, die rugby is 'n klein bietjie vinniger en maar die tipe rugby wat in die B-liga gespeel word, kan nie ver afgeskryf word as wat in die A-liga gespeel word nie. Alhoewel die spanne in die B-liga het dalk nie die diepte wat die ouens in die A-liga het nie en ongelukkig dit is een van ons probleme laas jaar. Ons het nie baie diepte gehad nie. So indien jy 'n paar beserings kry in die Super A-liga, jy kan nie regtig nie diepte hê nie, want dan gaan jy houe vat. So ja, maar dit is vir ons ongelooflik belangrik gewees om ons Super A-liga status te kan behou. Ek dink dit is net moeilik om uit die B-liga uit te kom. So
ja, dis 'n verskriklike moeilike liga. Boelie, jy was vir lank by Hamlets. Hamlets is natuurlik sterk in Super League B vir jare. Wat sien jy as die groot verskil?
Soos Frikkie sê, as jy diepte het en jy kan jou spelers op 'n rotasiebasis sit, behoort jy nie probleme te hê, so jy moet 'n redelike goeie sterk groep spelers het.
En Frikkie, aan jou kant, ek meen, wat sal julle nou doen as ons nou kan teruggaan om te speel? Wat sal jou onmiddellik strategy wees? Ek meen, ons weet nog nie of ons kan teruggaan of nie kan teruggaan nie, maar ek meen, die ding oor Super League A wil nog steeds bly dat mens moet daar probeer bly.
Ja, ek dink die groot ding is vir ons en die rede hoekom ons nou weer vir die ouens nuwe programme uitgegee het, is om seker te maak dat indien ons kan speel dat die ouens wedstryd fiks gaan wees en wedstryd gekondisioneerd gaan wees. Ek dink al die kondisionering wat ons gedoen het is verlore pre-season, so jy gaan basies 'n hele nuwe pre-season moet oordoen. So ja, ek dink kondisionering is definitief vir ons baie belangrik, seker te maak ons spelers is skerp en hulle liggame is reg om die stryd te kan aansien.
Alright, maar nou ons gaan ons daarso los. Dankie dat julle met ons gesels het. Ons sê maar vir julle moet nog steeds veilig bly aan daai kant. Dit was nogal 'n technical ding om julle vandag op te kry, maar dis great om met julle te gesels. Ek sien julle sit daar trots in die rooi. So ons sê vir julle veilig bly, sê vir die spelers ons sê veilig bly natuurlik en hopelik kry ons in die volgende paar weke 'n bietjie positief nuus.
Ja, verseker, dit sal lekker wees. Al speel die ouens net 'n bietjie 7s of 10s. Ek dink die ouens is brand net om op die veld te kom, so
100%, ja. Alright, wel ons sien, en die ander ding is natuurlik moet julle warm bly.
Ja, dis lekker cool buite.
Ja, alright, goed gaan manne, en dan praat ons weer binnekort.
Dis reg, baie dankie JP, dankie. Cheers Boela.
Cheers Frikkie, dankie JP, mooi bly.
There we go, folks. Of course, NTK sticking around in Super League A. It was down to the wire, and I'm sure that they're looking for a strong 2020 season. They just want to get back on the field. All right, folks, when we come back from the break, we are still going to be catching up with the guys from Noordlikes. Abraham Federick is, of course, out there, and we did manage to speak to him a few weeks ago, and of course, he was telling about some of the amazing things that they're doing out there, and we'll also catch up with Yusuf Martin. He is the head coach there, and hopefully we'll be able to get them both on the line at the same time. Don't go away. We'll be back with you soon. Everybody, welcome back. It's Cape Rugby TV time. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and of course we're looking at some of the games going back in time. We've got on the line with me now Jan Kotze, the chairperson of Hands and Hearts, and Peter Links, the head coach of Hands and Hearts. Jan, nice to have you on air with us, meneer. Hoe lyk dinge daar?
Ag man, bly om julle te sien, JP. Ag, ons is 'n bietjie honger om rugby te speel vir hierdie afgelope tyd. Dit is maar teleurstellende nuus toe ons het by rondom einde Maart die president aankondig dat ons nou nie gaan enige aktiwiteite rondom aktiewe rugby te kan speel nie.
Ja.
So,
En ons het ook vir Pieter links. Pieter, nice to have you back. Hoe lyk dinge daar?
Hi JP. Ja, lekker vakansiedag. Heerdag, bietjie laat gelê vanoggend. So ons sien uit na die dag verder, maar welkom weer lekker weer by jou te wees.
Kom, dis nou die eerste keer dat ons vir julle albei op die lyn het. Ons het vir Pieter en vir Jan op dieselfde tyd. Jan, jy sê dit is natuurlik, ek meen dit was 'n groot opportunity 2020 vir Hands and Hearts. Julle is seker bietjie sad dat julle nog nie op die park is nie.
ons wat ons bespreek het ook en Pieter sal jou redelik later inligting kan gee is dat vir ons as ons kyk met die voorseisoen wedstryde wat ons gespeel het, 4 van dit JP. I mean, ons het absoluut goed gedoen en ons fiksheid het net begin as sy hoogtepunt bereik. Ons sou Kuilsrivier net voor die liga sou begin het ons eerste liga wedstryd teen Franshoek. En ons dink Kuilsrivier kan baie gelukkig wees dat hy vriendskaplike wedstryd afgekom het want
Pieter, wat sê jy daaroor? Pieter, een van die games wat ons hierso na gaan kyk vandag is die Hands and Hearts en Strand game. Dit was die playoffs. Kom ons kyk gou na die game, dan vertel jy 'n bietjie vir ons van die spel.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks.
Well, there we go. Daar is natuurlijk een groot game vir julle by Nieuweland daar so, Pieter. Vertel ons 'n bietjie van die promotion relegation proses.
Ja, JP, goeie wedstryd wat ons gehad het op Nieuweland. Ons moes eintlik voor dit moes ons gespeel het teen Langa in die semifinale op City Park en toe ons die dag daar kom, toe verneem ons kan nie speel nie, baie teleurgestel, maar nietemin agterna moes ons daai wedstryd speel en ek dink die manne was honger om 'n punt te bewys. So ons het goed gedoen, ons het goeie momentum gehad hierdie seisoen. Ek dink vir hierdie jaar het ons uit 'n totaal van 22 wedstryde vir die seisoen het ons net 1 verloor. So ons het goeie momentum gehad. So die manne was honger geweest, veral na die teleurstelling op City Park. So die manne wou 'n punt bewys.
Jan, vir die spelers van Hands and Hearts, hulle is dan seker baie trots om op Nieuweland te kan speel en dan nog 'n victory daar te trek ook.
Elke speler en Hands and Hearts om te speel by Nieuweland is altyd 'n voorreg en vir ons veral met daai wedstryd het ons eintlik gespeel met soos Pieter gesê het met alles wat ons het want ons wil ook gewys het dat luister ons het beplan om uit Super C uit te kom. En so Pierre het vir ons net gewag. So Pieter sal jou vertel ook later is dat wat is ons beplanning met Super B gewees het wat ons nou lyk ons sal nog nie glad nie kan afhandel die jare, maar die spelers voel altyd dat as ons Nieuweland toe gaan, ons gaan net vir een ding daar is Ensenaats, ons gaan daarom te wen. Dit maak nie saak watter span het is. Dit is die gees van ons spelers te Ensenaats.
Pieter, as ons so praat van die gees by Hands and Hearts, dit maak dis een van die dinge wat almal altyd oor praat, is die span gees by Hands and Hearts, die fans. Hoe affect daai vir jou as 'n coach? Maak dit vir jou seker bietjie makliker, né?
Ja, JP, ek dink enige coach is maar daar vir sy spelers en ek dink ons spelers wil by Ensenaats wees want selfs by die oefeninge, by ons oefeninge Dinsdae en Donderdae is daar ook mense wat ook na die oefeninge toe kom. So dis ook 'n motiveringsfaktor vir die spelers om op te daag en om sy beste te gee. So jou werk as afrigter word eintlik makliker gemaak vir die ondersteuning wat ons kry by Ensenaats. Ek meen jy was al hoeveel keer by ons. Ons het 3-4 mense op 'n Saterdag. So of ons nou wegspeel of ons nou tuis speel, daar's getroue ondersteuners wat altyd saam met ons is. So dit bring baie uit die spelers uit. So dis goed die ondersteuning. Ek dink as ons kyk na klubs waar daar baie min ondersteuners is dit so goed nie, maar by ons moet ek sê dat die ondersteuners dra basies die spelers en hulle wil vir die ondersteuners wil hulle speel, want die ondersteuners betaal by die hek om vir hulle te kom kyk. So wat is hulle oplossing? Hulle wil goeie rugby op dis vir die ondersteuners.
Hands and Hearts speel altyd hierdie groot derbies. Ons weet nie meer watter spanne is die derbies nie. Daar's so baie derbies deesdae. Vir al die clubs het so baie fans. Wat sou jy sê as die voorsitter van Hands and Hearts? Wat sou jy sê is julle grootste derby?
Ek dink nog steeds die een tussen Scottsdene en Ensenaats sal ek sê in die noordelike voorstede bly die grootste, alhoewel miskien in rugbykringe in die Kaap sal hulle sê daar's Belhar, daar's die diere, maar as ons kyk omdat ons gemeenskap is nader aan mekaar en ook wat ons sien het in die verlede dat die spelers wissel ook tussen die twee klubs, wat nou nie eintlik meer die geval is nie.
Ja.
So dit maak dit meer kompeterend vir die laaste 2-3 seisoene en dis eintlik waarop ek my baseer om te sê dit bly dan die Scottsdene en Ensenaats derby in die noordelike voorstede en Klip Rugby.
Peter, tell me a little bit about the excitement leading up to a Scottsdene game. Jan het nou net gesê, a Scottsdene game, the biggest derby. Ek dink elke jaar het mik ons ook daarso, maar dat een van die games moet wees wat ons op die TV sit en oor die jare daai nou begin 'n soort van 'n calling card gewees dat ons altyd gesê het, okay, waar in die seisoen speel Hands and Hearts vir Scottsdene, maar daai week of 2 voor die build-up na die game toe, daai seker nogal pressure vir julle.
Ja, JP, ek wil saam met Jan stem. Ek dink dis die grootste derby in die noordelike voorstede. Dit is een gemeenskap, Scottsdene. Ek werk in die gemeenskap. Die spelers van Scottsdene het by my skool gegaan, so ek ken die spelers. So dis iets groot. Die gemeenskappe die mense gaan al soggens vroeg, gaan hulle gazebos opsit. Wanneer jy by die veld kom 12 uur, dan is die veld al reeds toe met gazebos. So almal in die gemeenskap sien uit na daai dag. As die skollie slim is, dan kan hy maklik doen wat hy wil in die wêreldse tyd, daar is niemand by die huis nie.
Almal is by die game.
Almal is by die games, ja. Maar dis groot, JP, dis vriende, ons ken mekaar, ons bestuur is vriende. Ons kuier oor en weer, die spelers by Ensenaats het by Scottsdene gespeel en so ook andersom. So die ouens ken mekaar. So dis iets groot. Maar as die wedstryd klaar is almal weer vriende, maar in daai 80 minute sit Scottsdene een kant en Ensenaats is een kant en as ons groot vyande, maar as jy een vletjie blaas, JP, vat ons mekaar se hande en ons bou weer gemeenskap daarna.
Ja, nee, ons is baie trots op die activity daar en baie geprivileged om daar te kan kom en vir julle te film en die boodskap soort van te sprei. But gentlemen, we're going to leave it at that. It's been great chatting with you. Some great games there. Peter, thank you very much. You're doing a great job there at coaching the side and it's pity the players are not able to get back in the park right now, but let's hope for the best and maybe get some activity later in the year.
Yeah, thank you, JP. It's just difficult to keep the players motivated. Some of them are getting despondent now because it's no use training every week and there's no competition. So it's a bit difficult to keep the players motivated. Let's hope and pray that soon we will go back to the field.
Yeah. Jan, same on your side. We wish you the very best. Of course, stay safe under the lockdown and hopefully we're back on the park soon.
Ja, dankie JP dat jy ons geleentheid gegee het om het gesprek te hê met julle en ook 'n bietjie inligting te gee rondom ons klub. En ons bly binne in die huis, bly veilig en ons hoop en bid dat ons die pandemie sal oorwin en dat klub rugby weer sy volle sterkte sal kom.
Ja, dankie. Peter Links, head coach at Hands and Hearts. Jan Kotze, chairperson of Hands and Hearts, folks. If you ever want to go see a derby, you've got to get out there. Hands and Hearts in Scottsdene, an incredible occasion. But there are so many derbies at the moment. And the fans at Hands and Hearts, also unbelievable. Always absolutely jam-packed at Hands and Hearts. So fantastic games there. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on speaking to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Back in a sec. Well, welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. It's, of course, lockdown and not much that we can do at the moment. So we're looking back at some of the hits and memories. 2019 was a big year for many teams. 2020, lots of friendlies as well. Joining me on the line now is Janine De Lange. She's, of course, chairperson of St. George's. And, of course, Marwan Davids. Marwan is the head coach at St. George's. So, Janine, hoe lyk dinge daar by jou?
Hi JP. Ons klub is baie geseënd met heel wat spelers en goed. En nou met die lockdown is dit net bietjie moeilik want mense verlang na almal, jy wil almal graag sien. En ja, ons is positief. Ons is baie positief vir die klub. Ons hou mekaar besig en aan die gang.
En ook op die lyn saam met ons, Janine, jy is seker bly dat hy's hierso sodat jy kan sien wat hy doen of hy besig is om te werk of nie. Marwan Davids, we got you back. We just lost you there for a second. Marwan, how are things on your side?
Ag, JP, heel wat relaxing. Ek het nou nie verwag dat die break so lank gaan wees nie. Maar ja, ek relax maar en vat my tyd.
Janine, ons het nou die dag van jou gepraat hierso op die show. Jy's besig, julle is almal besig met die outreach projects daarso by St. George's. Vertel ons gou 'n bietjie meer van daai.
Okay JP. Ja, nou veral met die lockdown het die nood baie groter en meer geword hier in die area by ons. Waar jy byvoorbeeld 50 mense gehad het op 'n aand, kry jy baie meer. So jou sop en alles raak baie meer. Op 'n aand kan ons op 'n middag kan ons ten minste 250 mense voer uit 'n pot sop uit. En dan het ons brood ook daarbey. En ons maak kospakkies op. Al is dit 'n bietjie meer mieliemeel, suiker, rys, blikkie vis of enige iets om net aan die gang te kom, groentetjie. So ja, die nood is baie erg hier buite en veral omdat dit ook baie die huishulpe geraak het.
Ja.
En jy dink.
Marwan, kom ons praat met jou meneer. Is jy in touch met die spelers?
JP, ja, so individually kry hulle maar hulle calls, hulle messenger via die media. En dan ek vra hier en daar 'n paar vrae, hoe sit veral by die huis? Kyk as jy rugby anders dan as jy moet maar baie weg van jou familie af. So dis nie tipe vrae wat ek maar gewoonlik vra vir hulle. En dan het ons sekere goedes in plek waar ons nou en dan so games speel rondom ons playbook wat ons vir die jaar wil speel het. So ja, JP, ek is taamlik involved met hulle.
Janine, dis seker 'n bietjie frustrating vir jou as die voorsitter dat jy nie jou span op die veld kan sien en of Marwan sy job reg gedoen het nie.
Ja, ek dink ons almal is baie gefrustreerd. Spelers, toeskouers, die management, almal.
Ja.
Ons almal het al verlang eintlik baie meer na mekaar en ons wil die same syn in daai tipe van goed, ja. En ons manne was gereed vir die jaar. Ja, so ons kyk maar wat vorentoe gebeur.
2019 was 'n goeie jaar vir julle, Marwan, het nou nie 100% gegaan nie. Maar kom ons kyk na een van jou games hierso. Dis natuurlik een van die derbies, St. George's Helderberg.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks.
So, lekker game daarso. Marwan, daai was 'n groot game vir julle. Ek meen julle daarso uitgekom 27 21 Derby, St George's, Gastro. Goeie result vir julle toe.
Ja, JP, is 'n wedstryd tussen ons en die Helderberg is maar altyd iets groots in die community. Is kom nou al 'n lang pad so aan. Vir ons veral as dit die Helderberg is, as dit al 2 weke voor is vir 'n speel iets op. As jy die tipe spelers het wat St George's het en as jy 'n goeie plan agter mekaar sit, dan kry jy maar altyd hierdie resultate. So ja, dit was 'n goeie result vir die community. Nie net vir St George's rugby nie.
Janine, praat jy so met die coaches en die management span en jy gee vir hulle hulle reëls vir die dag en wat hulle moet doen of hoe werk dit daar by julle? Los jy maar dit aan hulle hande?
Ons man is eintlik heel wat opgewas met Marwan en die coaching team. Ek vertrou hulle 100% en hulle doen 'n goeie werk daar. Ja nee, hulle is aan die gang en hulle weet presies hoe dinge werk vir die dag. Even die manne wat ons veld kom regmaak die oggend, alles gebeur net so, dit val net mooi in plek.
Ek moet vir jou vra of Manny Williams nog steeds slot speel vir julle.
Manny Williams is altyd daar met JP. Hy retire so nou en dan, maar wanneer ons mos maar die spanne speel, wat ons omkeer moet hy maar kom, ja.
Janine, ons praat so met 'n lekker geselsie en 'n lekker lag in die stem, maar dis alles oor die fans. Dis alles oor die gemeenskap. Ons sien baie dinge op Facebook en pictures. Jy het 'n lekker spangees daarso by jou klub.
Baie dankie JP, ja. Kyk, en veral in die tyd wanneer ons nie mekaar sien nie, moet ons dinge aan die gang hou en uitreik na mekaar toe, dat hulle weet ons is hier vir mekaar en dit is so oor dan spelers. Byvoorbeeld vandag vir jeugdag, gaan ons omtrent amper 20 potte sop op die pad sit. So dinge is aan die gebeur en dit kom van spelers en hulle ouers almal wat saamwerk.
Marwan, hoe nou? Ek weet dit is 'n kwessie van wag en sien en miskien is daar ietsie later in die jaar nog, maar wat is jou soort van gameplan op die oomblik om die spelers net soort van aan die gang te hou en connected te hou?
JP, aan die begin het ons die vryheid vir die spelers gegee rondom om 'n bietjie saam met hulle familie tyd te bestee. Nou so dieper in die jaar en hoe meer dit lyk dat aan die rugby gaan visie, begin ons maar nou te praat oor kwessies van die possibilities van 2021 met die genade van die Here. En ons praat 'n bietjie van om spanne te kies op hierdie dag soos ons met die Helderberg speel hier te wees. elke individual kies 'n span en ons het 'n kabel 'n bietjie oor haar die span dit maak dit 'n bietjie fun. So dit is maar die tipe goed waar ons na kyk en wat ons doen.
Okay, ons sê maar vir julle nou goodbye vir nou en julle moet maar veilig bly daar so buite. Janine, dankie dat jy vir ons gejoin het. Ons sien uit om weer binnekort met julle te gesels en Maran aan jou kant ook alles beste. Bly veilig. Sê vir die spelers ons stuur ons beste en hulle moet veilig bly.
Dankie JP, maak so. Hetzelfde vir jou.
Ja, ons probeer maar. Dankie Janine. En julle moet warm bly ook, né?
Natuurlijk.
Ja, ons maak so.
In social distancing.
Right, folks, Janine DeLange, of course, chairperson there at St. George's. She's doing a fantastic job. And Marwan Davids, of course, head coach at St. George's. And I'm sure he was absolutely raring to get on the park this year as we were looking to see how St. George's is going to do in 2020. Unfortunately, it looks like we have to wait a little bit longer. We'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll carry on talking to our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Back in a sec. Don't go away. Hello everybody, welcome back. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and we reach out to our friends in Western Province, also in the professional sector. But right now, as we know, it's locked down, but nevertheless, we carry on talking about rugby. Joining me on the line now, co-presenters, if you wish, Morgan Newman and Jerome Parvata. Let's first say hello to Jerome. Jerome, hoe lyk dinge daar by jou, meneer?
Lekker JP, besig, weer vandag 'n lekker besige dag gehad met die onder 21s wat weer getoets het vandag by City Park. So is lekker om uit te wees op die veld weer en in die son te staan en met die jong manne te praat en te kyk hoe hulle oefen en hulle geniet dit. So ja, was lekker om aan die gang te wees weer.
Lekker. En Morgan Newman, how are you, my man?
How's the chaps? Yeah, good. I'm very good, thank you. No, unfortunately, I've been very far from a rugby field. Which is a bit frustrating, but it is what it is, and we got to respect the rules and regulations. But yeah, raring to go. Hopefully, some form of rugby I can get involved in before once we were allowed to, I guess.
Jerome, the feedback we got so far is that you're very happy with the results that you've got in so far. The players look fit, and apparently they've maintained their muscle mass.
Yeah, JP. So like what everybody was doing. If it was now in the backyard or in the garage or on the side of the road, they were doing stuff. So we could see who were doing stuff. And I've actually spoken to two guys today, and I said, listen, you're not up to standard. We understand last week when we started, but you can run now, so you need to up your fitness. Otherwise, you're gonna bear the consequences. What's gonna come with it? So they understand it, but 98% of the guys are on par how we want them to be.
On your side, Morgan, we did have Phil Cronje on the show with us last week. He was talking about the fact that you guys are staying active, you are staying busy. Now I'm talking about from a Hamilton's perspective, which is now you're going to have to wear your other cap, not your straight up cap, which we see that you're proudly wearing this evening. We know that's your YouTube channel or your social media channel. But from a player perspective at Hammies, are you guys, what has happened in the last 7 days?
Yeah, Jeff, so in the last 7 days, guys have been busy. You know, we try and meet, like I said to you, over Zoom and whatever the other different platforms there are. We try and meet once a week, just to touch base, see who's doing things. You know, guys that are exercising, are sending out a message on our WhatsApp group that we have saying, gonna go hit a run. Anybody want to join? Obviously, we're not encouraging guys to go in more than groups of 2 or 3. So you know, and then just obviously adhering to the right protocols, making sure the guys wear a mask and so forth when they do exercise together. But 1 or 2 guys are meeting up. You know, the guys live, being Hamiltons, a lot of our players come from all over the Western Cape, and then getting them together at one place, if it's not in the training session, is difficult. So we're just encouraging guys to stay active, and you know, we're not doing any form of testing right now. The onus is on the players. You know, the excuses are out the window. As Jerome said earlier, you know, the guys are now, we're allowed to go and exercise, we're allowed to get out there. Some guys are back at work, which we need to respect. But we're just encouraging guys to stay active, keep moving until we get further word on where we're at. You know, irrespective of where the rugby happens, we're trying to encourage a healthy lifestyle, because I think that, you know, just sets the guys in good stead for if we do return at some point this year.
Yeah. Jerome, One of the problems, though, is maybe the cardio side of things. But now that the guys are able to run, we first saw the 6 to 9 in the morning, but I mean, for a long time you weren't allowed to get out of your front door, so you had to stay at home. But now 6 to 9, it moved into the 6 to 9 space, and now we've got even more time during the day, I think from 6 in the evening until 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening. So cardio for the players can start coming up.
Exactly, JP, and that's one thing over the years. And as we were talking now, we're talking about gyms. Players were so spoiled about going to the gym. And one thing that a rugby player they don't like to run, JP. So they basically forced to run now. And one player told me today he struggled a bit when we were testing with his hammy. So I asked him, so what's wrong? So he said, Coach, I ran a 5K yesterday. So I said, but you were supposed to run a 5K after this training again today. What is the problem now? So he's complaining about his hammy stuff because he ran a 5K yesterday.
So is that a lot? Is a 5K a lot for us?
I promise you, I don't want to talk about myself, but when I played province or club, I used to go run at 2.5K in the morning, Saturday mornings. I used to sneak out of the hotel, if we're at Newlands or wherever, where I know the route, and I went to go run before a game. Guys don't want to run anymore.
But Morgs, what Jerome is pointing out here is one of those basic things. You've got to do what the boxers call the road work.
Yeah, Japes. I mean, there's no hiding when it comes to groundwork. That 5K is like Jerome says, the 2.5Ks. I know the stories about Jerome and how he used to try and chip with the system and
normally
train harder than he was supposed to. But the reality is here, James, is, and Jerome alluded to it now, is guys are scared to put in the hard work, the grind. It's nice to train in a team environment because everyone is around you, everyone is running, you've got a guy in your ear motivating you. Now it's you and the man in the mirror, and unfortunately there's not an oak next to you to motivate you and tell you to go faster or go slower. It's you and the clock, and you need to. I think we're going to get better rugby players coming out of this, those that are committed and those that want to make a change. It's them against themselves now, You want to jump with the system, you want to cheat, you can cheat, but you will be found out when it comes to the first 80 minutes or the first testing session that Jerome may have with his guys or any other club may have with their guys. If you don't want to put in the work now, your sins will find you out. I mean, that's as simple as that, really.
Are we looking maybe at shorter games when we get to it, when we're allowed to? Shorter games for a little bit of exercise, maybe some games where there's chuckers and you're rotating players. Is that maybe the kind of thing that we can do if we ever get there?
I don't think, JP. I think it will be the same because, say for example, if club rugby have to start, like there will be a time frame. If it's in August, you will know, like, you have a month or month and a half to prepare the guys. That's why it's so important that nobody can take anything for granted. It can be next month, it can be in 2 months' time when SA Rugby or the government say, whoever say rugby is back.
Morgan, how long? 4 weeks?
You need about 6 weeks to prepare to be ready for contact. So you will get that time. There is a time frame, like SA Rugby gave us a time frame. So we will give, or the Western Province Club Rugby Department will give the guys a time frame to say, listen, we're going to start in September. So you can start now slowly building up. And it's going to be the same like we were doing. So 6 weeks.
Do you think that is across the board? Because remember, we've got a lot of different clubs, a lot of different fitness levels and strength levels. Do we think that those sort of numbers apply across the board to everybody? I know we've been saying that club rugby is getting better and better and better every year. But does it apply for all club structures? Or is there a margin of safety that those that are not necessarily competing at the highest level can get back to training and have some form of social sport?
Look, James, from my side, I think we need to. Fitness and training and conditioning is 100% an individual sport, call it that.
Yeah.
We need to take each player into consideration and his own specific needs and where he is at physically. We cannot take for granted that everyone has been training. So it will be very silly of any conditioning coach at any team just to assume everyone is training. That's what I think the testing allows. The testing will allow us to see exactly where each individual is at, and then take it from there.
So you've done your basics. So when you come to training, the theory and the technology and all that is out the way, and you can just get straight into the physical side.
100%.
Yeah.
But also Morgan, maybe like look, everybody runs now. Everybody is allowed to run, like
except for the guy with the hammy, of course.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't look that organized, but nothing stop you. For example, you the backline coach. Nothing stop you to say Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. I get you at the promenade. We're gonna have 5 guys. These 5 guys come from 8 till 8:30. Then the next 5 come in, and the next guys come in. As a coach, nothing stop you from doing that.
We're gonna have to draw it to an end now. I know Jerome wants to get into the test.
We've missed each other, James.
I can see you guys have missed each other. I love the fact that you're on air together, and I think this is one of the beauties of being able to get you guys in studio. But we're able to cross that bridge on our side as well, as try and get each other to have dialogue, and I think that that people will be happy to see you guys bantering like this. But I'm going to say goodbye to each of you now. I know that you want to get back to things at home there. Jerome, thanks for joining us on Cape Rugby TV, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again next week. And of course, you need to stay safe out there.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Always a pleasure. And cheers, Morgan. Good to catch up with you again. I haven't seen you in a while, but it's always good to see you also.
And Morgan Newman, same to you. Thank you very much for joining us. We can't wait to get you guys, hopefully one of these days, back in studio. And we say the same to you. Stay busy, stay fit, and of course, stay healthy at all costs out there.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Yeah, exciting times. So let's stay safe, everybody out there. And Jerome, happy birthday for tomorrow. It's Jerome's birthday tomorrow, so I wish him all the very best. And the older the fiddler, the sweeter the tune. He's looking like a young spring chicken there, Jerome.
Right, folks, if you want to wish Jerome Parvater a happy birthday, you can send those messages to us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV. Send your birthday wishes for Jerome Parvater. And to Morgan Newman's little one, Riley, she, of course, celebrated her birthday yesterday. So lots of birthdays in the mix here at Cape Rugby TV at the moment. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll wrap it up here on the show. And, of course, stay in contact with our friends of Western Province Club Rugby. Don't go away. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's, of course, Cape Rugby TV. We keep talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. And, of course, very important that clubs stay active at the moment and stay engaged with their administrators and with their fans, as well as, of course, their players. And on the line with me now is Donnie Isaacs from Kuilsrivier.
JP, hi. Always nice to be back on the show, and I trust you guys are doing well.
Yep, we're hanging in there best that we can. I think you guys are the ones that are the experts at reaching out. You're very, very busy at Kuilsrivier with your planning and your communication strategies and your sponsorship and so on.
JP, yes, very busy indeed. Well, one will not believe that it's lockdown, and the amounts of or the level of communication between the executive members and the fans alike. For example, just to give you an idea, we have manufactured some masks for the club, and which we advertise on our Facebook page.
You've got to show us what it looks like. You got to demo it for us, Donnie. There we go.
Let's do it.
Oh, fantastic stuff. There we go. A club rugby administrator with a mask on. There we go. We can see it firsthand now. But of course, you're alone in your space, so you can take it off now.
Yeah.
So you got masks for Kuilsrivier Rugby Club. That's fantastic.
Yes, JP, and we've also got the buffs. There's a lot of cyclists that's in the area and people that's exercising. So it's anybody can buy. But the main objective of this, JP, is just we want to expand the brand, the Alto Kuilsrivier Rugby Club brand, in our community. Everybody knows the club. We've been doing well over time, and the idea is really to expand the brand. On the other side, the executive team is very, very busy because we are working on our finance models and our business models for next year already. So although the guys are at home, we're actually quite busy with rugby stuff.
But you've always been good at that. I mean, you guys have always been good at planning ahead, even with a promotion relegation process. You've been thinking ahead quite a lot. I mean, as a management team, we often talk about your management structures there.
JP, yes. The important thing is we've sort of moved away from short-term planning, because with rugby you've got a season, and you sort of try and put things together for a season, but you need to think a bit long-term, as you've mentioned. So what we've done was we've taken our short-term plans, our mid-term plans, and our long-term plans, and we prioritized them. So we said the other day, what would good look like for Alto Kills River in terms of the long term? What do we need to do? And we don't make it complicated. We take things that we can do, and we put a timeline to it. We identify the expertise on our executive team that can run with that specific program, and we let them run. I think in a previous conversation, I mentioned to you that we've got a commercial arm that looks at the business. We've got three other arms in the club that also looks at various models, and they run with that. So the one doesn't have to wait for the other one.
Is this the kind of thing that you recommend for clubs out there when they're looking at? I mean, we've evolved so much in the last few years from the growth of club rugby, and the management structures themselves have evolved. Is this what do you recommend this, that club structures add on various call it committees?
JP, absolutely yes, and something that we learned over time. Every club has got a constitution that is the backbone of your model. And one thing that we realized over time, that although the constitution is there, we need to change it because we need to build capacity for ourselves. And that's the first thing that we did. And what you then need to do is you need to find people that's got the expertise to be on your executive.
Yes.
For example, you shouldn't limit yourself. To answer your question, absolutely yes. I think this time now is the ideal time for clubs to look at what extra can they do, if they think out of the box. And it's almost like you have to draw up a wish list. What would a perfect wish list look for a club? Even if the idea sounds far-fetched, you put it down. And guess what? People will talk around this idea, even if it's far-fetched. And who knows? It might just become...
And do you find that you now that you have these new models, when you're talking about your management structure and your commercial structure, do the players buy into this, the administrators, the fans, the local community?
Absolutely. Let's quickly talk from a player point of view. So if a player needs to get in touch with the club for let's say a rugby issue, then they will get in touch with the club captain, because the club captain deals with rugby issues and player issues at present. If it's a financial issue, for example, they will direct the inquiry straight to the commercial arm. And if they just need a one-on-one with the executive and the president, they'll follow that channel.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
But all these arms are interconnected, so we would know. So the club captain will share on a weekly basis. Look, I had a chat with this player. He's got an injury, but he's doing well. So everybody knows exactly what everybody's doing at the same time.
And how are you guys going from a communication point of view? I mean, you've got websites at the moment, you've got Facebook, you've got WhatsApp groups, you've got newsletters. There's all these things we've been doing over the last 10 years, and it looks like Kuils River's plugging it in.
Yes, in fact, the level of this meeting that we're currently having, JP, is what we do at our executive level. So once a week, we will dial up with the guys, either Microsoft Teams or WebEx, and we have a chat. So we don't physically have to be at the club to have a meeting. We can have a meeting at any given day. So everybody buys in. You can be on your mobile device, you can be in your car somewhere, you can be in your lunch break, you can be virtually wherever you want to be and have a meeting.
Have you found that you're now having more meetings?
A lot of meetings. In my workspace, yes, it's meetings all the time, and the club as well, because there's always things that you need to discuss. JP, and the various arms. For example, if I need to call a commercial unit meeting, so it will be a financial model discussion. If on the manufacturing side, if the guys that does the masks, for example, that team, if they need to maybe reach out to us, then they will reach out to the club via their communication level again. So and you know what? We've been doing these things, and I'm sure other clubs has been doing these things for long periods of time without knowing. And now, so they need to plug into the success and how they can make it work.
Donnie, on a final note, and of course we're going to speak to you on a regular basis, tell us about your loyalty card, which is part of your Alto Towers new sponsor. Is that how does that work? Is it open for everybody? You're obviously a club rugby. If you're one of the members of Kales River, you obviously carry this card.
Yes, JP. So as you know, Alto Towers, they are the new sponsor for Kales River Rugby Club, and it's the local Caltex garage with OK Foods, Current Plus, and the coffee shop. So we've now partnered with them, and they've opened a loyalty program just for the club, and it's a cashback loyalty program.
Right,
so if you purchase from Alto Towers, whether it be fuel, whether it be at OK, or whether it's at the coffee shop or at Current Plus, the customer gets cash back, and Alto Towers matches that amount on the cashback and pays that over to the club on a monthly basis. So obviously the idea here is it doesn't end. It runs continuously for years and years. As long as somebody swipes the card at Alto Towers with the shop, they get cash back, and obviously the club gets cash back.
That's a fantastic solution for your club to make revenue from a community model.
So it's a passive income. It's a passive income.
Yeah. Which is vital at this stage of funding for clubs, because we know that government's not dishing out money. Lotto money is hard to come by. You've got to be creative in your space with sponsorship today.
Absolutely. And to answer your question, JP, is it how can people get the card? The only thing you have to do is you log on to our Facebook page, you request a card.
Yeah.
There is a number for you to WhatsApp. You don't even have to make a call, because we do all the work for you on this side. You WhatsApp Rudy Johnson your details. We open the card, we get the card to you, and you get cash back on your purchases.
That's fantastic, Donnie. I think I have to sign up. I'm going to have to sign up for one of those cards. I don't know when I'm going to be driving to Kales River again with the lockdown to come and swipe my card at Alto Towers and buy some groceries there. But you can sign me up anyway, and I'll become one of the loyalty card members at Alto Towers.
Fantastic. So if you get the card, JP, I'll throw in a mask for you free of charge.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Donnie, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to say thanks to you for joining us. It's been great chatting with you again. We know that you're always available for a good conversation, and really you and the guys at Kales River, you're doing a great job, and we're looking forward to all your more announcements that you've got.
JP, stay locked on. I think there's some interesting things coming around about the beginning of, I would say mid quarter three. So and thanks for having us on the show, and to all the clubs, I wish you all the best in your planning for next year, and take care.
Thanks, Donnie. Folks, Donnie Isaacs there, of course, the guru at Kales River Rugby Football Club. Always fantastic having Donnie on the show with us. We're going to say goodbye to you now, and remember, you must of course stay safe under the lockdown conditions. Follow all of the protocols. Remember, wash your hands, sanitize, follow the social distancing protocols. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access, your financial services partner, and Score Energy Drinks.